Welcome to the Two Blokes Chatting radio show on 94.7 The Pulse. Music, interviews, news, and, well, Two Blokes Chatting. Now, here are the two blokes.
Hi, how's it going?
Going all right. How are your ears, just out of interest?
No, I didn't.
It was an accident.
He's doing
Sorry.
things like that.
Oh, he's a shocker, isn't he?
Just a little accident.
So, Rob, tell us a bit about Emma.
Well, there's so much to tell, and we sort of lord over our footballing and cricketing legend, so to speak. But this young lady is a legend in her own time, really. US college basketball. Came back here, played in the National Women's Basketball League for a long time, and also jumps on a surfboard or a paddleboard or a stand-up paddleboard and competes internationally, has world records, world championships. Just a bloody superstar. And I know she hates me talking about her like that, but that's in fact what she is. So, Emma, thank you for joining us again. It's great to have you aboard.
No worries. I always love having a chat to you guys.
Yeah, it's good fun.
And do you like the way he said aboard? Like,
yeah, that was a bit of play on words.
He didn't actually intend that, just for the record.
He probably did. I get him actually in the water for a very long time, and he still hasn't met me in the river or the ocean or the bay. Nowhere yet. I'm still waiting.
It's still on my bucket list, Emma. The Anglesea River stand-up paddleboarding is still something that I'd like to do at some stage. We have you on for multiple reasons, but let's talk about the thing that you're probably best known for, and that's doing stuff in the ocean. The surfing world, like many other sporting situations, I guess, is affected by the current coronavirus, mainly because of the restriction of travel. We were coming up to a summer where there's lots of competitions and things going on. You tend to do a lot of stuff right throughout the year. How's it affected the whole surfing and paddleboarding world?
Well, like all other sports, everything's been cancelled because no one can do any international travel, and now you can't even travel interstate. So the latest to be cancelled was our state titles, just it's meant to be in a couple of weeks. So since probably, early February, we haven't had any competition. But with a lot of the world sporting bodies, they're trying to find ways to get around it. So the SUP World Tour, which has had to be cancelled, they're having a virtual wave comp. So obviously, me liking to do stuff, I've entered the virtual wave comp. So I need as many votes as I can get. So if anyone's on Instagram, they need to go to @through-rose-coloured-glasses and give me a like there on my wave that I've caught, and that'll help me along.
So what, it's a video or an image or something, is it?
No, it's a video, so you had to, it just sort of gave everyone something to do. You had to get one of the local guys just film me catching a wave, and then you post it, and then you got to get as many likes as you can. Rob's
trying to work out what Instagram is at the moment. He's got his phone in his hand.
Hey, don't worry, Emma. I won't let you down. I'm all over this.
I know you don't even have Instagram, Rob.
He's more concerned about what Instagram is more than whether he's got it or not. So I'm fascinated by the fact that you have managed to be very successful in sports that are quite unrelated. There are many sports people, and I've found, without wishing to sort of get too general, sports women who, when they're playing sport, they're successful in more than one sport that are unrelated. Like, you get a golfer and a cricketer, or a baseballer and a cricketer, you can understand it. But surfing and basketball,
Barty's a good example, and Elise Perry, of course, that's represented Australia twice, as you have, Emma. So what is it about? Is it passion? Is it talent? Give us the heads up.
That's a hard one. Usually, I think women that are sporty can adapt to all sports. And growing up, if there was a cricket team or a netball team and it needed players, at my school, all the girls had to play. So if we were playing soccer, we were all playing. Because I guess more in my schools and my experience, more of the boys played different sports and specialised, where if we wanted a football team, all the girls that were sporty or wanted to be involved in the sport had to play to get a team. So I think for me, I had a lot of experience and got to play a lot of junior sport, like I represented the state in water polo and basketball and different things like that. So I got a lot of chances in different sports.
Is it also because, if we go back to when you were a junior, boys at that stage were probably being identified as being superstar footballers at the age of 10 and told to not go anywhere near a surfboard or a cricket bat or a tennis racket. Is that the fact that now that with women's sport being a bit more, we'll call it high profile, better opportunities for female sports people, that might evolve, that people are pulled into more specialist sport?
Yeah, I mean, with all the sports that I played, we weren't identified till, 18, 20 sort of thing, or maybe 16.
Rob was born in 1820.
So I guess maybe that could be one of the reasons. I just think, it's evolved now. We're in a great place for women's sport, but I just think when I was 10, there wasn't as many opportunities as for women. So I think as it progresses in another 10 years, women may specialise sooner, like the men, and then there might not be as many diverse female athletes, I guess.
Emma, you're obviously drawn to basketball because your mother, in fact, did represent Australia at Olympic level as well, so there's an obvious connection there, but was it just a love of all sport that took you in all those other directions?
Well, I think I'm one of 5, and my dad has lots of daughters, so I think we just got treated like you could do it. There was no, you're a girl, sit on the sidelines. There was, we're doing this, so you're doing it, you're doing motorbike riding, you're kicking the football. There was no, I think I was super lucky to grow up in that environment. It was just, if you want to do something, have a go. And there was not very many pretty dresses to be worn in our family.
What a visual that is. So were you near the surf when you were growing up? Because I actually started in surf lifesaving, which I think is a great place for most kids to start, doing nippers down on the beach. I think back then there wasn't as many regulations. I think I started when I was about 5, just getting out there catching waves, and evolved. Probably when I had my kids, I got into stand-up paddleboarding because it was just something that I didn't need a good wave or the right conditions. I could just get out there and do it. So that was probably, 12 years ago. Yeah.
And just give us a cross-section of what different things can be done, and I think you've covered off most. Stand-up paddleboards, you and your sister and you individually have done some pretty amazing stuff on kayak, canoe, whatever you like to call it.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, and of course surfboards, being whether they be long or short, because there's different skills involved. Was it just a case of you were drawn to the ocean and kept challenging yourself with a new skill?
Yeah, I think if there's something new or something I haven't done, I really like to see if I can do it, and I think learning new things and meeting new people is what keeps me going. So I get bored. I like to be doing stuff. So this whole lockdown and restrictions is, mentally quite challenging. So I like to get out there, and I feel the best when I'm outside doing active stuff. So if someone gave me a door, I'd try and ride it in the surf. I don't think there's a board or a watercraft that I wouldn't have a go on. And I think that keeps life fun and interesting.
Now, one thing I forgot to mention in the introduction, Neil, is that this young lady jumped on a kayak at Wilson's Promontory, I do believe, and pointed it south and started to paddle and kept going until she got to Tasmania. That's a fair effort, isn't it?
You do realise it's a ferry, don't you?
The ferry took too long. It wasn't as exciting.
I reckon you would have been more seasick doing what that's just nuts, Bill, I would have suggested. Sorry. It's not the sort of thing I necessarily would... Wow, that's extraordinary.
That is extraordinary. That is extraordinary. And you still...
you wouldn't want to have missed. and these icebergs are a bit of a worry. I think I've gone too far.
There are islands in between.
Oh, okay.
It's not like straight open ocean.
Oh, you have to stop to use the public toilet, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's right. You had to make
out there.
A couple of stops. So I know you do have a dream to do it at the other end of Australia, go from Cape York to New Guinea. You've had a couple of thought processes and bad weather and things. Is that still on the bucket list for you and your sister?
Yeah, it's pretty much on there, but at the moment everything's on hold until we can sort of get Corona under control, I guess. And so hopefully, in the next 5 years that'd be a good thing. But there's always new adventures popping up that I'm like, oh yeah, I'm doing that, and I just follow whatever comes available. So.
One thing that I'd be interested in understanding too is, having been involved in elite sport in a couple of sports, we interviewed Jess Gallagher, a local Paralympian, a little while ago, and she's a bit like you. She's only represented Australia in, I think, 4 sports, cycling, athletics, downhill skiing. And one of the things I remember when I was doing a little bit of work with her was she would have to effectively say, right, now I'm going to be a skier. I'm going to do the training to build the appropriate skills and muscles and energy and all the sort. Sorry if I'm getting technical with you. And then now I'm going to be a cyclist. It's a totally different situation. Did you find that moving between sports, or are they pretty much the same in terms of your training?
No, you have to train for each sport, and once a little bit like this, once I change my focus or my mind to what I'm doing, like when we paddled to Tassie or when my sister and I paddled between the Hawaiian Islands, I did a lot of kayaking, and I think after the last paddle we did probably 2 years ago, I said I'm never sitting in a kayak again, and I think I haven't sat in one except to take the kids for a little paddle, so I really changed my mindset with whatever sport I'm doing, and if there's an event coming up that I, obviously want to go well in, that'll be the sport that I'm training for. So your training program does change according to what you're looking forward to or what you're heading into, what event you're heading into.
And that's not something you can presumably do and say, look, I just heard that in the middle of August there's a surfing competition, I think I'll swap across to surfing. It's presumably, 6, 12 months out that you're making those kind of training decisions.
Yeah, pretty much. So at the moment when I'm doing stand-up paddling or surfing, they're pretty interchangeable, so I can do it I can change probably 8 weeks out.
Mm-hmm. So that's going to cycling be different. Now, in amongst all that, I've got to be very careful not to be sexist here, but in amongst all that, you have done what we traditionally pigeonhole women doing as being a wife and a mother, and how you fit it all in is quite extraordinary. You must have a very well-balanced and supportive family unit to make it work. But talking about adventures, you've just been on another one of those, slightly different to paddling from Victoria to Tassie, but in the particular environment we're in at the moment, still quite dangerous, if you like, and that's driving around New South Wales with a Victorian number plate on your car. That's pretty courageous.
Well, just to get the record straight, I left well before the lockdown happened. We weren't allowed to leave.
Was that swimming across the Murray that was the trick, wasn't it?
So I wasn't, doing anything illegal, but it was I've been back a week, and the last 2 weeks up there, once the borders closed and stuff, it was quite interesting because Victoria ended up being like a swear word. I was like, ooh, like if we weren't near our car, we didn't say where we were from and stuff like that. It's absolutely crazy mentality that that's what was sort of happening. It was so interesting to be up there in that time and to see, how everyone was reacting to what was going on.
So, Emma, this was a planned family trip for some time, or did the coronavirus change to society instigate the idea?
No, it had been a planned trip. We were taking 2 weeks either side of the school holidays, and when everything sort of eased up and we thought, oh yeah, we're all good, we left, I can't remember, like the middle of June, and then, things started to happen about 3 weeks after we were up there, and I was like, ooh, and then it does cross your mind, oh, should we just stay? And then I thought, oh, the kids, because I'm down the coast, the kids are still going to school and stuff, so we just came back and, yeah.
Yeah, and obviously the plan of it is a great adventure for the whole family, a bit of homeschooling in the car, I think your husband also is a teacher, so you've got the skills to do what you need to do as well as be parents and turn it into a bit of fun. So taking out the coronavirus thing that you just spoke about, was it a good fun adventure?
Oh yeah, it was. We were in really remote areas, so we weren't seeing a lot of people, only if you needed to go to the shops and stuff, like a bit of camping, bit of surfing, hanging out at the beach, a few national parks. So we weren't in Sydney or any of the high populated areas, so we still had a really good time, and I try and sort of shield the kids from most of that. I said, oh, we're going to get pulled over by the cops driving back and things like that, so they were aware of what was going on, but to a degree you just want them to have a childhood because you don't know if this is going to go on for a year or 4 years, really, do you?
Yeah, true. And I suppose the thought of being pulled up by the cops would be a bit of excitement for the kids anyway too, wouldn't it?
It was.
Yeah, this time anyway.
Excitement, which I think is good for the kids because you don't want them to, feel isolated or start to have some of the mental issues that can, come with being isolated for a long time.
Yeah, no, it's a very good point, and it's good that you've been able to do it and still focus on the things that are important about life and family. It's good stuff. Now, when this all finishes, I keep threatening to get you back in here and revisit your radio career. Hopefully you can do that. It was fun when we had that little Wednesday night time together. We talk to a lot of interesting people about interesting stuff, and that's something that you quite enjoy.
Yeah, well, we always had a laugh, and that's what it's about. If you're not having fun, you shouldn't be doing whatever you're doing.
Oh, really? Oh, well, look, it's been great being with you, man. I'm out of here. Rob can do the rest by himself. No, that's not fair.
We'll get you to pushing the buttons next time you come in. That'll be another adventure for you.
Yeah, then we'll just have like this, that static noise.
At least you'd probably remember to bring your headphones, he said, having a dig at his on-air partner today.
Had a bad start to the day. Emma, we're going to let you go. Thank you so much. It's great to hear your voice again. We look forward to catching up with you more. I've been hoping to get you on for a few weeks, but of course the adventure put an end to that. But it's great to have you home. Good luck with your virtual surfing, paddleboarding comp. Get onto Instagram. Just follow Emma Webb, and we'll get all the information we need, will we?
You have to... I like to do things in the code. It's through rose-coloured glasses. You're looking through rose-coloured glasses?
Through rose-coloured glasses on Instagram. Find Emma and give her a like, and the world will be good.
Even if I had have known that, I would have played John Farnham's 1971 hit, Rose-Coloured Glasses, and I didn't, unfortunately. Sorry.
And now I'm going to take it through THRU, where the generation is spelling things wrong.
Do you want to make it harder, or...?
I like to do things incognito, but then sometimes people have to know for me to get things going.
I don't know why I didn't get any votes. Everyone's been looking for Emma Webb. They can't find me.
I know. Well, you can write Emma Webb. I think it comes up. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we'll work it out, and all the clever Instagrammy people out there will work it out. But we'll get on board and follow and support, and hopefully we'll make you a champion at something else, virtual.
A virtual champion. I don't know. I'm trying to get into the virtual thing, but I'm a real face-to-face, in-person type person.
You are indeed an extraordinarily humble one, and it's the great part about your character to have been so successful, and yet not too many people know about it is a credit to you, and very unlike the modern sports person. Good luck with...
You need to stop now, though. You're embarrassing me. I'm not even there.
Yeah. Oh, wait till we finish, get you off the air.
Yeah, we'll hang up, and then I'll have another crack at it. Good to hear from you again. Stay happy. We'll be in touch.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Emma.